So 6 months ago, we went ahead and bought an ATV. And in those 6 months, we actually transformed our old Go-Kart into something brand new, kind of like a side-by-side, but a lot smaller. The one issue we've had with this ATV is this engine. I've never actually gotten the engine to run, so today I want to make sure that this engine is going to run and it's actually going to work for our Go-Kart. So let's break it down, let's see what else is wrong with it, and let's see if we can fix it and get it running today. One of the first issues that we actually saw with this engine is that 2 of the bolts up here on the cam caps are actually stripped. So that's one of the first things that we need to tackle to make sure that this engine is going to seal properly and work properly whenever we get it started for the first time. So after opening it, these 2 exhaust port bolts are actually stripped right now. So we ended up fixing this one already with a helicoil and to make sure that everything works. This one seals perfectly fine now. These 2 are perfectly fine. We need to reseal this one, I believe, to make sure that everything is gonna work the way we want it to work. The other issue that we see as soon as we got in here, this chain is loose. That means the tensioner on the side is missing and the bolt is actually broken. So we need to replace this tensioner, and to replace this chain, we actually need to make sure that we take off this timing cover and time everything properly before we get this started. So let me get this cover off and then we'll go from there. Wow.
Nice.
Beautiful, it worked. Oh shit, we might actually be able to do this. It's so stupid.
Big Bertha for the win.
Big Bertha for the win, dude. So unfortunately, you guys didn't see it, but we did get the electrode or the flywheel off, and that was a pain in the ass. But now we can actually look in here and see that one of the actual guides for the chain is actually broken. So right here, you can actually see a hairline crack along this guide. So we need to replace this guide and get this bolt out first. God damn it, why is this engine so hard to work on? I'm gonna make a stand for this. This is gonna piss me off. Nice. Give you guys a better look. That crack is actually running the whole way down. And runs all the way across and over. Might as well replace this and boom, we already got a genuine Kawasaki part. Looks about right, so let's see if we can get this in place and start assembling this thing again. Side-by-side comparison. A lot better than the old one, and I'm gonna feel more confident in using this new one to hopefully get this thing to rev to the moon. Well, here's a new little issue for us. So the cam guides are actually driven in place by this little spacer on the inside. And this is the intake cam, and you guys can see that little spacer, and that actually sits inside of the engine on a little spacer on these as well. The exhaust cam has it snapped off. So I'm gonna have to order a new exhaust cam and put that in later. Perfect.
So, as I was kind of afraid of, we are going to need to order some more parts, so there is going to be some more waiting on this engine. That little shaft that I showed you guys before, it is what causes the cam to actually turn and be in time with everything else. And without that little shaft, this exhaust cam is not turning to its full potential. So, even when I turn it in full rotation, the cam gears themselves are actually timed with the crankshaft assembly, but this exhaust cam is not turning. So I need to order this cam gear and wait for that to come in, and that's probably going to be another week. So I'll see you guys in about another week.
So after about 2 weeks of waiting, we finally got that cam gear, and I'm going to show you guys what was actually broken on it, because this is kind of annoying, because this is a $50 part that basically relies on this little nub to be able to turn the cam gears. But in order to show you the differences between the two, I need to get this this valve cover back off so we can get the cam gear out and replace it with this new one. So this is the difference, right? This one is the old one and this one is the new one. Right now they look basically symmetrical, but the issue is on this other side, this one has a little broken nub and this one has the little nub that actually drives the cam gear. And so we had to replace this $50 part because this little nub broke off. Ask me if I'm happy about it? No, but we had to do it anyways. I don't know the actual procedure to do this, but I'm gonna do it my way, and if it works, I'll let you guys know. And what we're gonna do is now grab the new gear, put it underneath the chain, try and get it to line up correctly. That looks like I'm one tooth too far. It doesn't fit very well. I wonder why. The little nub that's supposed to be on that piece is stuck in the cam gear. Dude, who the would ever find this? You see this? There are so many little things like this that are wrong with this engine. I'm starting to think we made a bad purchase. But we found it. Look, now we can weld this back on there, and boom, we got a new cam gear. We saved ourselves $50. Now, does this fit? Not really. That looks perfectly in time. The weather's catching up to us, so we might have to postpone this for another day and getting it to start once again, because I still need to adjust the valves and fix one of the cam caps. So far, this video has taken an absurdly long time. So make sure to subscribe, because this is actually taking a really long process. I think that's as good as we're gonna get. So now I need to do the valve lash. If I have everything, I'm down to do it real quick. So to do a valve lash is really quite simple. You do need one of these feeler gauges, and all you're gonna do is come up to each valve. You're gonna feel in between the spring and the little set screw that's here. And you're gonna try and feel for whatever your specification is entailing. In this case, for us, it's 8 thou. So I can actually like wiggle the feeler gauge. That's not good. And then this last one, I don't know if I can get to, is way too tight. So we need to fix all of those. Yay! Put it in between the two pieces, and so since this one's super tight, we're gonna loosen it until I'm able to get this in there, and I can get it in there and make sure that's tight, and then we double check it to make sure that it's at 8 thou. So the 8 thou does fit in there. It's just kind of awkward to get it in there. So that one's good. I'm gonna lose my mic. Thing we gotta do is we gotta add some oil. We got some ATV oil, 4-stroke oil, supposedly for a wet clutch system. Don't know what that means, but I think it's about right. but this takes about 2 quarts. So here we go. Still not leaking oil, which is a good sign. So 2 quarts of oil down. This thing is full of oil, at least it should be. And now we can try and kickstart it. I honestly have no idea if this is gonna try and start because I think we're still missing some electrical components, which I need to actually find or order. But either way, we're gonna try and start. Not on full power, it's not connected to gasoline, but it's gonna be on some brake link. But as you guys can see, the Go-Kart is slowly living up to its name and getting a little bit better every day. And now the engine should actually fire up once we get all the parts in. So since that's gonna be probably another 2 weeks, I'm gonna post this video anyways. I hope you guys like it. Hopefully you guys learned a thing or two about rebuilding these little engines with me, because I learned a lot. And don't trust your dealers off Facebook Marketplace. Catch you guys next time. Move on with, there are some flies around me and I'm kind of scared. Oh, it's a wasp. And throw hands with that wasp.
So let's get that out.
let's get.